Yeah, we talked about that. I think we're both working on time management right now. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. And this is rolling already?
Yeah.
And I'm looking at you? Okay, good. That helps. Okay, so I've been having a lot of vivid dreams lately. And so I'm starting to get back into writing them down, and so that way I can revisit them later, because I'm just always wondering what my mind is coming up with, because sometimes I wake up and I'm just totally baffled by what I just saw in my dream. And one amusing one recently was where I was living in New York just on my own, and I was with my younger sister, who is 22 right now, but in my dream she was maybe 11 or 12. And also there was, I guess, this young boy who was apparently a cousin of mine, who was also about the same age, but he's not someone, I don't have a younger boy cousin in real life, but for some reason he was there. So I had my younger version of my sister and a little cousin that was there. And it was late at night, and I was feeling like I wish I could take them out, but I knew that I might get in trouble, because it could be really irresponsible to take out young children at night in New York City. So I was pretty bummed that I couldn't show them around, because they were there visiting me. And so I came to a point where I figured they must be hungry, so I should probably at least get them food. If I do nothing else, I'll go out and get them food. And so I'm leaving the apartment building, going down the stairs, and then as I'm walking out, there's a door to the main building itself. There's a stairwell, and then there's the door that has its own locking mechanism. And as I walk out, I was about to keep going, but then I realized I left that security door just wide open, and so I walked back and I realized that I shouldn't have done that. So I'm walking back, and as I walk back, I see up at the top of the stairs this woman, and it's Juliette Lewis. And but in my dream, I couldn't remember what her name was, and I thought, oh, that's that actress. I didn't know she was my neighbor. And so this whole time, I'm trying to recall in my mind, what is her name? Sort of like how, you come across an acquaintance and you're trying to be social with them, but you don't know what their name is. You totally forgot what their name was. And because that's how it was, because she knew me. She was super excited. She was like, hey, oh my gosh, how's it going? And I had no memories of ever hanging out with her or talking with her, and I couldn't remember her name. And so I walk back up the steps, and also the door to my apartment is open as well. And so we end up going back in my apartment, and what she said to me was, she was like, oh, is my nurse here? I want to see my nurse. And that was kind of bizarre, and I was like, well, I do have my little cousin here. That's what I told her. I got my little cousin here and my sister. And so she starts just, walking herself into my apartment. And then I remember that I have these painted vases that she gave me, that she hand painted. And I remembered, oh, let me look at those vases. And so I find these vases on my kitchen countertop, and I'm looking underneath them to see where she had signed them. And then finally I see one, and it's Radium is her name. In my dream, she's Juliette Lewis, but her name is Radium. And so that clicked for me, oh, Radium, yes, I know her name. So now I can go and really socialize with her and hang out. But yeah, so looking at her, I knew she was Juliette Lewis as, reference in real life. But in my dream, yeah, her name was Radium. And so when I woke up, I immediately thought periodic table, what is radium, what is radium? And, you know, I went and looked it up. It's just a radioactive metal. But that was my dream. Yeah, I didn't really get that because I haven't watched anything that Juliette Lewis has been in since I was really young. So there was nothing that sort of made that spark happen for me to think about her. So I don't really know where that came from. Like, and even when I woke up, I couldn't think of what film she had been in. Like, I remember like the most recent thing of her being in punk bands or something. But other than that, you know, I'm not a fan of hers. No one showed me any movies of hers. So it just really kind of came out of nowhere. And so maybe it's a question. Like, I've been watching a lot of X-Files lately. And so Mulder says dreams are a question that your mind doesn't know how to ask or something like that. That's what he says. So I'm not sure what kind of question that is, other than why. Just why. Yeah.